At the beginning of the story, we see a prisoner serving his sentence. His name is Passy Red. Red is known nationwide for being a serial killer. Despite his past, he gets caught in a small theft case, which leads to a 5-year sentence. The question is, what kind of theft forces a professional killer to face such humiliation? Even in prison, Red used his intelligence. He acted innocent, followed every rule, and convinced the jail authorities that he might have been framed. Through an appeal, his sentence was reduced by 3 years. After completing 2 years, he was released. His wife, Chloe, came to welcome him outside the prison. When this news reached Luke, a dangerous French killer, he swore to eliminate Red. The real question is, what is Luke's connection to Red and why does he want him dead? Before going to prison, Red had worked with Luke's younger brother, Samuel. On that day, Red and Samuel stole bonds worth $6 billion from the same man. During their escape, Red killed Samuel so he could keep all the money for himself. Meanwhile, the victim traveled to the United States and started searching for Red. This is where the real game begins. Luke arrives at a parking lot and becomes interested in a yellow car. He tries to unlock it with a blade. Just then, the car's owner appears and attempts to call the police. Luke stabs him and steals the car. After leaving the parking lot, Luke reaches a nightclub. He looks for the club owner, Thomas Sisley. Terrified by Luke's presence, Sisley tries to hide. He insists he never harmed Luke's brother. Luke says he hasn't come to kill him, but to collect heavy weapons. Inside the club, Luke fires a round into a pistol, creating a tense and frightening atmosphere. People around him panic and start apologizing. Luke picks his target and collects more weapons. Forced by fear, Sisley hands over everything. Luke grabs a Barrett M82B sniper rifle and points it toward the police outside. Then he switches his aim to a beer can in someone's hand. This shows just how dangerously unstable Luke is, even during target practice. Sisley finally asks Luke why he needs such a weapon. Luke explains that he must kill Red. Luke then gets Red's address from Sisley. Luke heads to Red's house. There, we see Red spending time with his wife, Chloe. At home, Red looks at a painting board. Chloe explains that she will be painting tomorrow at a local art shop, where important buyers from across the country and abroad will visit. We then see Chloe preparing to paint at the art shop. The shop's owner is Derek. Chloe tells him that everything is ready, and she will begin painting if he approves. But Derek has other intentions. Finding Chloe alone in her room, he repeatedly tries to flirt with her. Chloe warns him that her husband is extremely dangerous and will kill him if he finds out. But Derek ignores her and continues trying to force himself on her. He has no idea how dangerous Chloe's husband truly is. When Derek fails to manipulate her, he threatens Chloe. He tells her that if not a single painting is sold today, she will have to repay the entire company debt. Derek had taken a $1 million loan from major sponsors for this painting event, relying on Chloe's reputation. Shocked by Derek's behavior, Chloe quickly leaves. She returns home with her daughter, Ella Queen. Meanwhile, Red visits his old friend, Leroy. Before going to prison, Red had entrusted his stolen bonds worth $6 billion to Roy. He has now come to take them back. Roy is surprised to see Red after almost 2 years. When Red asks about the bonds, Roy gives him an unclear answer. At that moment, a police officer named Ernesto arrives. No one recognized Red while he was in prison, but Ernesto keeps watching him with suspicion. Red has been alert ever since he was released. Ernesto searches Red, but Red insists he has nothing on him. After checking, Ernesto finds nothing and leaves with a warning. Once Ernesto leaves, Roy takes Red inside. He shows him a locker filled with bonds worth nearly $6 billion. Roy explains that he never mentioned the bonds to Ernesto earlier. He says he has kept the bonds safe for almost 2 years and was waiting for Red to return. He also says he never opened the locker, out of respect for their friendship. Red tries to open the locker by entering the password, but keeps failing. Seeing this, Roy hands him the locker key. Red opens it quickly and finds check bonds worth $60 million inside. If you don't understand what a bond is, think of it as a type of check that can be cashed under certain conditions. Red appreciates his friend's honesty and decides to give him 40% of the total amount. Roy tells him they should cash the bonds immediately, but Red says he has an important appointment today. He promises to come tomorrow and withdraw the money. He locks the locker again and gives the key back to Roy. Meanwhile, we see Luke heading toward Roy's house with a trolley full of weapons. He kills the driver and arrives there using the driver's car. The car seems professionally modified, and Luke struggles to control it. No matter how hard he tries, the car keeps reacting unpredictably. 2 police officers nearby notice this and begin chasing Luke. They stop him and start questioning him. Suddenly, Luke's anger explodes. He slams one of the officers underneath the car and kills him. Then he steps out and opens fire at high speed, killing the second officer as well. Luke then realizes someone has witnessed the attack. He moves toward the man to kill him, but the man runs for safety. Luke refuses to leave any witnesses behind. He chases the man, kills him, and then steals his car. Meanwhile, Chloe prepares for the painting event. She tells her daughter not to let strangers enter the house. She leaves Ella with her aunt Lolita and heads to the art shop, where important buyers from India and abroad have gathered. The director reminds Chloe that if none of her paintings sell today, her husband will end up in jail again. Chloe tries her best to impress the visitors, but no one shows interest in her artwork. At the same time, police officer Ernesto is appointed as head of security because of the high-profile guests. Red and Roy are also preparing for the day. Meanwhile, a man arrives at Red's house. Inside, Ella and Lolita are playing games. When the doorbell rings, they assume Red and Chloe have returned. Lolita opens the door and sees a dangerous man standing outside. Before she can speak, Luke forces his way in and starts searching the house. police. Lolita tells him to leave immediately, but Luke ignores her and continues looking for Red and Chloe. From behind, Lolita slowly approaches Luke with a knife. Luke tells her he only wants Red and will kill Red at any cost. Lolita attacks without warning. Luke grabs the knife and stabs her in the stomach. Ella watches the scene in terror. Lolita tries to escape with Ella, but she can't speak or move properly. Luke kills Lolita, then notices a family photo and realizes a child is inside the house. He begins searching for Ella. Ella manages to slip past him and run outside. Luke becomes furious because he has never allowed any of his targets to escape before. He searches every corner of the house but cannot find her. During his search, Luke finds an invitation card for an art gallery event. We then see Ernesto notice Red at the art gallery. Ernesto tells Red he has been monitoring his movements closely. At the same time, Red sees Chloe rushing around with panic on her face. Red asks her what happened. Meanwhile, Lolita desperately tries to reach a phone to call Chloe. Ella runs toward the gallery and screams for her father. Suddenly, Luke appears. The moment he spots Red, he immediately opens fire with his automatic weapon. Seeing this, Roy pushes Red away but is fatally wounded. Chloe drags Red into a safe room, and Red is devastated by Roy's sacrifice. Red tries multiple ways to stop Roy's bleeding, but Roy's condition continues to worsen. Meanwhile, Officer Ernesto attempts to stop Luke with his small revolver, but Luke shoots everyone he encounters with his deadly machine gun. His rampage is so brutal that the entire gallery is destroyed within seconds. After killing everyone in sight, Luke reloads his gun and continues firing. Red tries to take Roy to the hospital. Roy tells him he will not survive much longer. Roy hands Red the locker keys and urges him to escape quickly. Red breaks down in tears over the loss of his loyal friend. Chloe calls out to Red from a distance. Red says a final goodbye to Roy and escapes with Chloe and Ella. A fierce gunfight erupts between Ernesto and Luke. In the chaos, Red manages to protect his family. He helps them into the car and drives away at full speed. Meanwhile, Luke sees them fleeing and opens fire. Red accelerates and hits Luke with the car. Luke hangs onto the vehicle and grabs Red by the throat. Red notices Luke's machine gun lying nearby. He grabs the weapon and fires repeatedly at Luke. Unable to withstand the bullets, Luke releases his grip and falls onto the road. When the situation calms, Chloe asks Red why Luke is after him. Red tells her everything about Luke's younger brother, Samuel. He also explains that he now possesses $60 million in bonds. While talking, they reach Roy's house, where the bonds are stored in a locker. Red tells Chloe to wait in the car and promises to return quickly with the money. He takes the locker key and goes inside, while Chloe and Ella remain outside. Red enters the house, grabs a bag, unlocks the locker, and starts filling it with bonds. Meanwhile, Luke returns and heads toward the car. Red almost finishes packing the bonds when he suddenly sees Ella. Red hugs Ella tightly and pushes Chloe down the stairs to save her. Red immediately understands what is happening. Finally, the two deadly killers confront each other. Luke points a gun at Chloe and forces her to step forward. Red begs him to spare his family. He explains that he never killed Samuel and that Samuel died during a robbery gone wrong. But Luke refuses to believe him. He demands to know what crime his brother committed that made Red abandon him. Red explains the full truth. He reveals that Samuel wasn't murdered. Samuel died during an attack by another gang after the robbery. Red fled the scene only to save himself and the stolen bonds. Red explains that he now wants to leave his past behind and live a peaceful life with his family. He does not want any more trouble with Luke. He even offers Luke the entire $1 million in bonds he has in the bag, but Luke ignores his offer. Without warning, he shoots Red. Seeing this, Chloe starts running. Luke shoots her from behind. Ella hides inside a locker in fear. Chloe escapes and Luke locks the locker door. The locker is airtight and the lack of oxygen could kill Ella. Luke then begins searching for Chloe. Chloe runs through several doors and reaches the basement. Luke follows her skillfully. Both reach the basement around the same time. Luke roams around looking for Chloe. Chloe hides near a wall, gripping a metal pickaxe. As soon as Luke approaches, Chloe strikes him from behind. The impact pushes a bullet deeper into Luke's stomach, and Chloe escapes. Luke continues moving forward despite the injury. He repeatedly slams into a wall, and the lodged bullet cracks in half. When Luke reaches the exit door, he discovers that Chloe has locked it from the other side and fled. Meanwhile, Red is still alive. He takes the locker key from his pocket. The bullets did not hit his chest directly because the metal locker key absorbed the impact. Red quickly gets up and tries to unlock the locker, but the key is damaged from the bullet strike, and he cannot insert it properly. Inside the locker, Ella's condition worsens as her oxygen level drops. Red encourages Ella, telling her he will get her out soon. He attempts to open the locker by entering the digital password. Meanwhile, Chloe continues running and eventually crosses the aisles. Suddenly, she comes face to face with Luke. Luke attacks her with a metal rod. A fierce struggle takes place. Chloe fights back and manages to break free. She runs toward Red. Luke sees Red alive and charges at him. A violent confrontation erupts between Red and Luke. Luke is about to kick Red when Officer Ernesto bursts in and attacks him. Ernesto fires repeatedly, hitting Luke in the chest. Realizing he is dying, Luke pulls 2 grenades from his pocket and pulls the pins. A massive explosion tears through the room. Ernesto and Chloe survive by taking cover behind a door, while Red survives behind the locker. The blast destroys the bonds worth 600 crore rupees. After the explosion settles, Red rushes to the locker. The locker opens automatically because the blast damaged the lock mechanism. Red pulls Ella out safely. Red then surrenders to Ernesto. Ernesto, seeing Red's family and understanding understanding the situation, tells him he is free to leave. He says he has already taken down a dangerous criminal today and will receive a promotion for it, so he chooses not to arrest Red. Moved by this kindness, Red promises Ernesto that he will leave his criminal past behind. He vows to live a simple and honest life with his family from now on. We then see a scene at Red's home where he spends the day with his family. However, the issue was that Red was still in jail, and none of Chloe's paintings had sold that day due to Luke's attack. Their financial situation had become unstable. One day, Derek, the owner of Chloe's art gallery, arrives at their home. He gives Chloe a check for Rs5 crore and explains that several influential people were killed during Luke's attack, and their blood had splattered across the painting board. After Luke's death, the court closed the case by labeling it a terrorist incident. Derek then sold the paintings at a very high price on the black market, turning into a millionaire overnight. He also apologizes to Chloe for the unexpected events of that day. Slowly, all the difficulties faced by Red and Chloe's family come to an end, and they begin living a peaceful and happy life. The film concludes with this heartfelt and thrilling ending.